Hey guys, and welcome to part 11 of the Sonic Unleashed playthrough. We have finished off the nighttime stage in America, and now we're heading back to Egypt, or Shamar, to do the night stage of Arid Sands.
We seem to be doing a lot of location jumping, aren't we?
Well, it's to cut all the necessary padding of all the loading up the hub world and loading up the texts to say, oh, you can go to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's better, spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
5 minutes. 2 minutes.
Now, this night stage in particular, it's really, really funky. Something.
Like this one.
It's very funky in a way. I mean, have you heard it before?
I've heard it once before.
Now it's immediately ruined. This is where they introduced the fire type wizards, where in this particular, they only appear in this stage, but what you have to do is, because you can take fire damage, you need to find these barrels of water and throw them at them. The problem is, the water barrels do not respawn.
Oh.
So you have to to put out the flames and then beat the shit out of them. But then they can cast fire projectiles at you as well. And the fire will not disappear until you go into water yourself, if you're ever caught. So I'm always going to go for the wizards, guys, because fuck them.
Doesn't Sonic start flapping his arms around when he goes on fire?
Aye. It's like he's trying to put them out, like...
You know about this battle music, you know what they could have done, to make it sort of unique for each area? It's the same sort of theme, but they might add sort of extra musical instruments depending on the location that you're in to sort of change it up a wee bit.
What, use the same instruments as the standard night music but just speed up the pace?
It's say you were in Spagonia.
Mm-hmm.
You would add in maybe some instruments that kind of relate to that sort of area. I don't know, maybe just so it kind of changes it up a bit instead of hearing the same song over and over and over again.
Well, because I've heard it that many times, I'm just fucking sick of it at this point. Wait, where are you, you fire wizard? Come on. We're not having any of that magic shite. Yeah, like I said, fantastic gameplay.
Yeah, if you love beat 'em ups, you're gonna love this.
Well, that depends. I mean, if you like either God of War style or Devil May Cry, which I think they should have at least, if they wanted to do a beat 'em up, they should have at least done Devil May Cry style, but that's a bit more faster.
Mm-hmm.
And as for exploration, they could have made that, we saw the Werehog able to do some Spider-Man shit, swinging from building to building. Why can't we do that?
Yeah, at least speed it up a wee bit, pace.
Mm-hmm. Still keep it Sonic-like, but still have the beat-em-ups. Or just do what everybody else is asking for, just make Knuckles playable, but just speed them up a bit.
Yeah.
And this could have been Sonic and Knuckles too.
Sonic and Knuckles. And Knuckles. See, that seems to be quite a theme nowadays. They'll say a title for a game and they'll add Knuckles at the end of it.
I think it was Johnny and Some Call Me Johnny. Follow his YouTube channel. He's amazing. But he recently did a Kingdom Hearts review. I think it was Shattered Memories. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's one bit where he puts in a little edit and it's Kingdom Hearts 3 and Knuckles.
And Knuckles. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Knuckles.
Oh, what about that one that they made? Sonic 3 CD and Knuckles and Knuckles.
And it's like one big April Fool's joke, is it not?
Yeah. Or that one. If Eggman gets all the Chaos Emeralds. Break dancing Eggman!
And Sonic's some evil overlord who steals everybody's hentai.
Well, he's a man with many talents. Now, here's the good old keys, but do you remember? Oh, but unfortunately, folks, it's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 keys you have to find. At least we can still listen to the nice music without the battle theme for a while.
Have you noticed how weirdly Sonic walks whenever he carries like one of them keys?
Do you think he's like humming the Imperial March to himself as he's walking in slow motion with that?
Yeah, probably could be. It's almost as bad as that chicken walk from Sonic 06.
There's that smashing frame rate dying again. Da 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 da.
You love this, don't you?
I do. And it shows. Right, last key. You know, this is something your dad would enjoy.
He loves his jazz.
More enemies. By the way, that path upstairs, by the way, folks, that, do not go up there. You have to fight at least 10 waves of these guys.
10?
And only to get a sun medal.
Was it like some endurance round or something?
Yes. And there's been numerous times where I try my best, but I still die up there because of these fucking bees and the fire wizards.
Do the bees, they like just continuously sting you, don't they?
Yeah, from all off screen as well, which is bullshit.
and they're like so hard to hit as well because they like keep flying about.
Exactly. And they're the toughest version of them all, the red ones. The green ones are not so bad. I hate that too, when the battle music stops only to be replayed again in the middle of a battle.
It's like that wee brief second of silence is just such a relief, isn't it?
It makes it even more tedious. Right, where's that red key? I'm not going up those stairs. There you are. Alright, those stairs, do not go up them. No.
Not here!
Oh, you remember that second act in China? You remember those poles that require to balance that in that second act, the extra act where it requires you to carry these keys over those poles without falling?
Yeah.
Ugh. Did I also mention that this game had actual DLC compared to Generations?
I know, like, it had, like, DLC, which is, like, very rare for a Sonic game.
Well, in this game's DLC, most of it was harder versions of previous stages, where someone in development had a really hard thing for spikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of spikes, isn't there?
But then there's also a few ones where there are actually different, unique designs to the stage. Like, I believe there was one for this area in Shamar, where it was shown off in the trailer for the game, but in the final product here, it was not used in the it was not used in the final game until they released it as DLC. Of course, the Werehog is just the same old shit. So why would you put yourself through that when you've already done plenty enough with this game? This is the only time they'll use this eel creature, by the way. The henchman version of the eel compared to the Dark Moray, which we fought earlier. Ow. Hello, Mr. Electricity Robot. Are you going to be a problem today? Oh, what bastard! Give him a shot right before he dies. This can't be a trap. Surely it can't.
It's a trap!
Now that pink fucker there, he's the one that can heal all the enemies, including himself. So you're stuck with a hard choice here. You want to go for the fire wizard, or do you want to go for the healing guy? Yeah, that whack right there, that knocks you out and you have to press the X button to get back up.
Really?
Yeah. You know that, when the stun lock you get from that Titan shockwave, that whack is basically a big whack on the head. Alright, time for a little bit of a puzzle. Which is not really brain tacking. I mean, if you ever play the game Conway, there's a puzzle and you try so hard to figure out and you can't think any possible way.
I can think of a couple.
He's one example then.
Some people might laugh at this, but see during the Super Mario 3D World, like the Captain Toad segments, there was one that really had me like stuck, and I mean like stuck.
Let me guess, is it in one of the last worlds?
No, World 3 actually.
Oh, aye?
Yeah.
Is this the one with the hammerhead shark?
The one that sort of like
Goes in a circle.
Yeah. Because there was like one part where I needed to like get up, but I had no idea how to get up. It was weird. But I bet like people that are like watching this right now, they're gonna think I'm like a fucking idiot or something.
Or not. I fucking beat the game at this time. Well, hey, it depends if they watch this. Hey, does this look good? So you can just go out and buy the game and make sure to prove that you're better than us. Well, at least that night stage was a pretty short one. Nothing will beat Dragon Road Night, which is the shortest at 6 minutes. But then you go to Spagonia Night, 18 minutes.
Buy some stuff.
You gotta have to stay in position and like, I can't move.
Chip, have you super glued my feet to the ground again?
Have you noticed that the plot from this point on, the plot kind of pauses in a way?
Yeah, it does.
Like after we find out, okay, we need to restore the temples, it's just from one temple to the next, and the plot doesn't really go anywhere.
No.
Well, for now anyway. Alright, time for our next boss. The Dark Guardian.
How original.
But first I need to clear a record. Now we can go. It's time for the Rampage at Elfin Trumpets again!
Oh boy.
This is our last nighttime boss. Like, in terms of bosses, there's free for when you're fighting against Dark Gaia creatures, and then there's another free with fighting against Eggman. Well, Eggman's robots. Eggman's busy doing what? There you go! Moon's bull in half! Hooray! Someone paid attention! Here's our guy, big massive mallet hammer. Right, your strategy for this guy is these big boxes right here. For whatever reason, these boxes diminish his energy, which is at the gate with the glowing heart-like balls there. You need to push these cubes into the blue area, which will destroy those balls there that are glowing, and that should take away his health.
Okay.
And these all have weight attributes to them. Like this one's the biggest, and hence why I'm moving really slow, because it's heavy. Compared to that small one there, where I'll be able to move really fast because it's small. What's this? Actual weight physics in my Sonic game? And these gates here, these gates around, well, they pop up from the ground to try and stop your progression. And there's also more nightmare creatures where they try to push the boxes to the other side of the map. But you know what? Of all the years playing my games, I have no idea what it does when it gets to the other side, because I've never failed that. Would you suppose the door is somewhat its heart then? Considering it lost like a third of itself there? Well, 1/3 of it anyway.
It probably is.
And this is where you're able to stun him, because after 2 punches, I'm not kidding, 2 punches after he's lost one of those hearts, he gets stun locked and is tired very easily. As you can see right there, he's not doing anything. Here's me trying to get that medal, but then I'm like, fuck it. Now you see how fast I'm going because of how small that block is? So I might as well just get him down so that I can have that time to push those boxes further on. Get these nightmare creatures out of my way.
You stuck there?
Yeah. I can't push through the fence. I'm a werehog. I have big strong arms. If Knuckles was here, he'd just punch through the...
Yeah.
Well, if Knuckles had a brain, actually. Ayo. More.
More craps.
Wasn't that Clancy Brown who voiced him? Aye.
Yeah, same guy who voiced Dr. Cortex in the first.
And Lex Luthor in DC Animated Universe.
You're stuck.
Come on, just a little further. Fuck. These projectiles he throws, they do very little damage. So again, your main goal is just to push the boxes to the other side of the map. Yeah, and the spikes on the fence do count as damage. There we go. 2 more punches, and he's down. Well, fun thing actually, when he gets that energy from the door, he can actually, sometimes he actually initiates a QTE, where you need to punch him back. Nice reference there, Sonic. I know girls with a bigger hammer than you. Well, one. And I think the bosses, like, wasn't it from Sense Adventure 2 that the bosses have been time-based in terms of ranking?
Yeah.
Well, it's just the same here, but I don't know why they can't factor rounds into it. But then again, in Adventure 2, you weren't really ranked on the bosses.
Mm-hmm. Sonic, are you out of breath?
The world's fastest hedgehog alive, folks. Out of breath. That's Emerald number 5, restored. We're nearly done, folks. Just 2 more emeralds to restore and we should be back to normal.
Yay!
Are you tired of the werehog yet?
Oh, yes.
No earthquakes or citizens were harmed in the moving of the continent.
No, imagine if you were like on a plane or something like that, and you see like the fucking continent move.
No, if you were you're fine. That's bad. What if you're one of those people that are up in the satellite watching the Earth and you saw that happen? You can't do anything about it, but just watch. I imagine how they feel. By the way, there's actually a citizen here where if you give her back this crystal ball I found in the hub world, she's actually a fortune teller, so to speak. And then, yeah, this is where you see all that pop up.
Yeah.
This is where the game really drags on. Well, suffers frame rate wise anyway. Again, the 360 version, it doesn't happen. Anyway, as I was saying about the fortune teller with the glass ball, if you give her back the glass ball, she can tell you based on certain questions how your future is going to be. Like, say, how do you view the world? If this happens, what would you do?
Oh, okay.
Hey, Grumpy. Apparently, that guy that just talked to him with a beard, in this country he utilizes in rug business. He makes rugs.
Rugs?
Yes.
Just rugs?
Just carpet rugs.
Oh, he'd be amazing in carpentry, wouldn't he? He'd be like the top manager of carpentry.
Mm-hmm. What's this? 2 new locations we can go to? Well, first we're going to head back to America.
And it's sunny.
Because you know what that means, folks.
Oh, finally.
You sound so enthusiastic about this, Colin.
Because the werehog just completely drains me.
Would a hamburger calm those nerves down?
Yes.
Oh. Hey, there's Lee's pigeons again.
Dancing the pigeon. No, if Lee was here, you know what he would say.
Aye.
Fuck off.
Aye. What is it with his pigeons?
Oh, he loves his pigeons.
What, you saying he's Mike Tyson now?
Yeah.
You tell me he's got a hidden base downstairs that's got a pigeon coop? Right, now we can head to the daytime stage in Empire City. Yeah, that's what it's called, Empire. Vader invaded this place already.
There's just a big statue of Palpatine in the back.
You would think that he would put that on the book, considering that's where his home planet is.
Yeah.
Right, let's run through the speed of sound in the streets of New York. Imagine travelling to New York at this speed.
Well, if Sonic's like running faster than the speed of sound, is he pretty much like running the speed of a plane anyway?
I would think so. Oh, little fun fact here, that Empire City, not in the Wii and PS2 versions.
Yeah, they completely cut this out, didn't they?
Aye, this and Africa as well. The only thing you get in that game is the boss battle. Now, the game requires you to drift here, but I do not trust the drift, so I'm going to take my time. But yeah, back to the Wii and PS2 versions, they completely omitted 2 levels, about Africa and New York. I guess the game was not big enough to handle those 2 extra stages. But then again, in this version, Empire City doesn't really have anything significant to the plot, it's just added there.
Yeah. I guess if they're like going for the world theme, they sort of like need to have like America in there.
In some form or another. I demand for the next time Sonic goes on a world adventure, I demand a Scottish bass level.
A Scottish bass level, like running through the Highlands or something.
And then the hub world music is the bagpipes. With the accordion. Yeah, the bit what you saw right there in the blink of an eye between those two platforms, VHS tape if you want it. You gotta love how doesn't that get annoying, the constant screaming that Sonic's doing? Don't you think?
Yeah. It's like, I know that they don't... Oh. Kill to ease.
Yeah, my first fuck up in this entire game. Took us 11 parts, but it happened.
Is that the Brooklyn Bridge?
I would think so. Looks a bit incomplete, doesn't it? Then again, what was the name of that bridge that... Remember when it was due to faulty design, when the wind picked it, it made this weird waverly shape before it collapsed? That's not in New York though, isn't it? That's in California?
Was it?
It was that bridge. I can't remember the name of it, but...
Are you thinking of the Golden Gate Bridge?
No, you know what I'm talking about, where it was bad design and it caused it to do waverly patterns and then before it collapsed. I wish I knew what the name was. Fuck. Why don't these robots think of the idea of just not go on the road and stand there and take the beating? Again, how tall are these... How tall is that road from the ground below?
Imagine if there was an accident up there, jeez.
How would you get up there? This has many, many pathways actually. There's one... This is a shortcut I'm taking, but there's an actual pathway where you can go up a building and then all the way to come back down. You know, that's why I like the daytime stage. There's alternate pathways to get to the goal, rather than just one pathway. Again, because I'm such a speedrunning nuthead, I need to beat this as fast as I can. Well, to make up for my fuck up with the QTEs. But that won't be an S rank, I bet you. Nah.
An A rank.
Alright, because of one death. Like I said, the S ranks require you to be perfect, unlike Generations where... Well, Ron, you still need to be perfect in Generations. And with that, we'll see you in the next part, folks. Again.